Howdy everybody, it's Amy here from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting, and I have one more product review package for you this week. This should be the last one that I have right now, so I think I'm finally just about caught up. And this is a cross stitch, as you can tell by what I've written here on the bag. This is how I can start keeping track of these, because as different packages come in, I put them on a chair in our living room, and if I don't make note of them right away, they can get kind of lost in the shuffle. So this is a cross stitch. It is from VIPCrossstitch, which is a really good cross stitch only company that sells a stamped cross stitch. They have several different brands that I like, including Joy Sunday and Spring most of all. But Mona Lisa is another fan favorite of mine for the higher or the lower count, the higher, bigger squares, because they go as far as 9 count and have some really big canvases. They also have the beaded cross stitch and just all sorts of neat new designs coming out. So check them out and see what discount codes they have and all that good stuff. If I have any codes, I'll put them in the comments below. But this came to me in a package like this. It took about 2 weeks to get here, as it usually does. There may be a slight slowdown. I'd say 2.5 weeks. I've had a lot of slowdowns with AliExpress. I'm still waiting on orders I placed over 2 weeks ago, but they had a big sale, and one of the items hasn't even shipped yet. So some slowdowns noted here and there. A little bit of a price hike due to changes in, well, you know, I won't even talk about the politics or anything of that. Just watch for the prices and shop around and pick the deals that are best for you, but also be sure to check the discount codes, because they can make a big difference. So VIPCrossstitch usually has 10 to 15% off codes all the time. So they are one of my go-tos for buying. Usually Joy Sunday and Spring brand is what I buy from there. So I move around to different companies depending on who's got the best deal. But I digress. I need to move on here. So we have just one in here, but it's a big one. And this is a Joy Sunday kit. So this does come from VIPCrossstitch, and you can tell here we got a nice thick package here. So usually what they do is they give me a certain amount of money to pick goodies out, and they did provide this free of charge for me to review. They don't tell me what to say. They don't pay me any extra money for the videos. They just let me review the items and show you and see what I think. So this is, and it's kind of funny because I tend to get asked to pick out items for the different companies all within the same week or two. And I do each one independently on different days, but sometimes a theme just happens to come through across all the product review packages. So this is probably the last one of this round that I have, and you're going to laugh because we have another fairy, and she is a butterfly fairy. So I think her name is called Butterfly Girl. So this is a Joy Sunday cross stitch, and some have asked before why it doesn't say Joy Sunday. All of these are printed by a parent company called Needle Kung Fu, and they package these just a little bit differently depending on what the name of the company is. So sometimes they say Joy Sunday, sometimes they don't, but they are all printed by the parent company, Needle Kung Fu. And you can check that out on AliExpress. They do have a store and a little bit of information about the company. So that's where I got that from, as well as other content creators that have mentioned that. So this is Butterfly Girl 2. It is a 14 count here, and it is 73 by 73 centimeters. So this is a little bit bigger one, but I'm excited about the colors. I'm curious about the background on this one, and of course I love the butterflies. So let's see what we have in here. Of course, typical Joy Sunday packaging. You've got the resealable bag here with the instructions on the back. I have a feeling that once I take this out and start working on it, because this bag is already really stuffed, I'm probably not going to be able to put this one back in here. So this one may need a separate project bag, because I think it's squished in here pretty well. So let's see what we got here. It's even hard to get out already. So that bag is a little bit tight. So we have a canvas, we have threads, and oh, we have a book for a chart. That's nice. So you can tell the printer had some ink issues going on there. Probably needed to do some maintenance there on the printer to clean the printer heads, but this is probably a better look. And we have the nice stapled book here instead of the different pages stapled together. So this is our pattern, and it is, ooh, look at that. I don't normally show the full pattern there, but look at that face detail. The back stitching in the eyes and the nose and the earrings. Doesn't look like a ton of back stitching, but I'm jumping ahead. Let's see what we got here. Looks like 85 colors. So we have good news here because we have the chart symbols here. And let's just look at one of the butterflies. Wow. So we have the chart symbols, these match the paper chart, and then we have the canvas symbols all on the same page. So if you put this in a frame or something where you can't see the legend, that's okay, because you have the symbols here that you can compare to the chart as well. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors here of backstitch. So yes, 85 full stitch, no blends, no half stitches, 85 different colors, and then the back stitch here. And we did see a little bit at the face where the back stitch is. Looks like 20 different pages in this pattern. So it looks like most of the back stitch will be in the face and the details around her face and maybe the antennas. Nope, even the antennas of the butterflies are just regular stitch. So again, here's another look here. So I wonder how much 310 black is going to be in this one. Let us see. Oh, look at those jewel tones. Yeah, turquoise and fairies was the theme apparently at the time that I picked all these out. So typical with Joy Sunday, they do staple the cards together. You do have your needles here. We have 2 needles attached here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull the staple out so that it doesn't cause me troubles in the future, and separate these cards out. Okay, and I'll put these off to the side so I don't lose them. So let's take a look here at our first floss card here. Look at all that 310 black. Tons and tons of it, and it's almost got a purplish brownish. I've noticed this with some of the other 310. It's got almost a brownish shade to it. I mean, it's definitely black, but it does have a weird brownish tint to it. So there's some dark greens and some browns, but look at all that turquoise and gold. That's going to be pretty, and some skin tones in here. Then the other side, lots more of those greens and blues and golds. So definitely lots of black in that one, as expected based on the look of the background of this one. And then here we have our next set of colors here. We've got lots of greens and golds and dark blues. So we got the 939, 803, 807, and 823. Those are all common blues, and definitely lots of greens here. And these are shaded. They're in the same color family here, 934, 35, and 36, to give some good shading, as well as more golds here that are the same color family, 831, 832, 830 there. So more golds and blues. And then finally, wow, this is the one with all the orange colors. Look at those beautiful colors. I guess I was thinking fall already. It's getting hot and dry out here. So I'm already moving forward to fall in my head. Maybe 500, 501, 503 there. Some nice green colors, some oranges. Beautiful, beautiful colors. And there's more 310 hidden on here. That's interesting. So, okay. I guess I got them out of order, or there are 2 cards maybe here. Let's take a look here. Okay, I see. So I did it backwards. This is numbers 1 through 30. I thought I saw the black, so I thought that would be, but this is actually the end. This is through color 85, and then these are the extras that you need of some of those colors here, and they are marked 3 of color 4, 51, and 62. There, so not sure we can hope. I've been diamond painting too. I've got my tweezers mixed in there, but let's see if we can spread all these out somehow. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Wow. Love it, love it. Now let's see how our canvas looks. So this is a Joy Sunday print on the canvas. So let's see what we got here. Okay, this looks promising. So the newer Joy Sunday are printed with much lighter colors. You don't have all that dark red, saturated red color. We've got a little bit of purple in the butterflies, but wow. Very, very nice printing. They've become just about equivalent to Spring Brand as far as the printing on the canvas goes. Much easier to read than it used to be. See that? In the face, you can definitely, it looks kind of funny now because of those contrasting colors, but you can definitely make out the different shades that are going to be in the face there. So all those different colors, can definitely see the nose and the eyes and the mouth. But I'm curious about color number 4. There, okay, what they did, this is kind of interesting because this gives you choices. I mean, you always have a choice for the background, but color number 4, the black, is white on here. So if you wanted to not have that black background, of course, I think it would look better with the black background, but you could essentially leave off that background if you really didn't want to stitch all that black. And you could just do the stars, but that might be kind of weird that you'd have stars in here, or just leave off the stars and just have the lady. I want to do the black background. But what I might try is some of what I've been trying with some other kits with the background. So since the background is plain black, and this is 14 count, which is normally 2 strands. You can do 4 strands of half cross stitch to get the full coverage of the black background, and just do the half stitch and it'll go much faster. That's again, you double the normal amount of strands and do the half cross stitch if you're replacing it with cross stitch. Now, if the pattern calls for half cross stitch, you do the number of stitches that it says. But when you're replacing half cross stitch with the cross stitch to make it go a little bit faster, you want to double it and do half cross, or sometimes called tent stitch, for the background. However, I'm not sure that even that is the best option for this one because of the little stars. You'll get weird shapes around those. I think some of the white might show through on the canvas that way. So yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to do the full cross on the black in order to get the true full effect of this, because I think that the butterflies and the background here will really pop with that black color on it. So beautiful, beautiful. Let's look a little bit closer at her. There, she's almost got a glow to her. And looking at the fingers, because this is probably AI art, I should have probably checked that, but I see the correct number of fingers and all that good stuff. That's something you want to definitely check if you're looking at AI art. But she's beautiful. Love her eyes. And that was definitely showing here on the pattern. Really standing out there with the back stitch. But I think that's about all the back stitch that I see in here is just around the face and those little bubbles around her. The rest, I'm not seeing any other back stitch. So it's actually a pretty simple pattern. It's just quite large, but surprising how large it is for the price. Look at all that floss there. That's a ton of colors. We're gonna have to definitely start working on this one because it will take a while to get through that background, but this is huge. I wish I could show you all of it at once. The stitch count on this one is 360 by 360. So it's definitely a big one. Wow, I love it. This one is going to be a lot of fun. I think I can see her skin here, but I love all the butterflies. How many butterflies do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see at least 9 just looking at the canvas, but the print looks awesome. And the border isn't real big. That's one of the things with Joy Sunday. You probably get about 3 centimeters border, maybe a little bit more than 3 on this one. It is serged around the edges, so it won't come frayed. But some of the background on here, that's a little bit wider background on here. That's almost 2 inches maybe. But some of these borders, that one's about the same. But the border can be just a little bit small on these. But boy, this is going to be huge. So this is why I only have one. So if you've been looking at those real expensive ones that are coming out, the Fairy brand, you can get almost the equivalent here with the Joy Sunday for a whole lot cheaper. So this is a big one. It's got many colors. It's got the really nice book here. I am impressed with this one. So yes, 14 count, 73 by 73, and 85 colors. So this is almost equivalent to one of the Fairy brands, but are you ready for the price? So this one, Butterfly Girl, 73 by 73 centimeters, $29.26, as opposed to the other ones which start at $50 and go up to $100 or more for the Fairy brand. So definitely a budget-friendly, really large special project. So this would take a couple years to get done, even if it was like your only one you were working on. Of course, cross-stitchers, we love to have our whips. We have, because it's so easy to start one and keep it in a project bag and put it away till you feel like working on it again, I just keep a big tub of stuff that I've started on. And you find your mood changes from day to day on what you feel like stitching and what you feel like working on. This doesn't look like a ton of confetti, which is good. So this is probably a little bit more of a relaxing stitch, but because it's 14 count, it is a little bit smaller than 11 count or 9 count, a little bit harder to see. So my eyes have to be in a mood to do 14 count. I go as high as 18 count, but that's pretty rare. I've tried a couple 18 counts. I'm not real happy with those. They are harder to read as stamped. Usually 18 count you have to do as counted cross stitch, but I digress. So 14 count, beautiful, beautiful. Love this one. Love the fact that you get a really nice book with good printing here. This is good quality. I'm impressed. I keep saying that, but I've had some of the older Joy Sundays and things have definitely gotten better, I think, with them. Look closely there. I'm not seeing confetti. Oh, my pupper is trying to protect his treat there, but you can see that if you fill your needle with one color, there's enough to kind of go along and finish that thread before you switch to another color. So that's definitely not confetti heavy, which is a good thing. So it makes it for an easy stitch despite the size. So what do you do with something this big? I'm looking at it thinking, nope, that's definitely too big for a pillow. This would have to be framed and hung on the wall, but maybe after suffering through all that black cross stitch, you'd want to be proud and show it off. So really, really nice. So I am definitely happy with this one, and I probably need to place another order with VIP Cross Stitch. It's been a little while, so I will check out my discount codes and put everything below, including a link to this. But check out VIP Cross Stitch because you don't have to spend the big money to get a good quality large kit with them. I'm excited about this one. So thank you, VIP Cross Stitch. We'll do a little stitching on this and it'll show up in a whip parade hopefully very soon. And I can tell you what I think, especially about the face area. But it might take me a little while to get down to there. I tend to start cross stitches in the corner and work my way down. But really, because it's stamped, you can start and stop anywhere you want. So I'll play around a little bit with this one and you'll see it soon. So talk to you later. Thank you for watching.